Well, the inquiry into the suspended Gauteng South Director of Public Prosecutions, Andrew Chauke's fitness to hold office continues. The ballistics expert, Lieutenant Colonel Chris Mangena, continuing to give an account of discrepancies between the reports provided by the police's Cato Manor unit and the findings of post-mortems. Chauke's legal team highlighting concerns that some dockets apparently are not full, despite having been sent to head office. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala, tracking the story, joins us now. Nqobile, good afternoon to you. What evidence today?
Good afternoon, Stephen. So we are now taken to Gauteng. So for the first time, we're seeing Cato Manor unit operating outside of KZN, in Gauteng specifically. Now, you remember we had heard of the case of the Rustenburg matter, but today we are told that they operated in Gauteng as well, specifically in Thokoza, as well as in Germiston. This is where they were called in a case. Now, the first one in Thokoza, one of the issues with that case specifically is the fact that when they arrived there, the shooter was not there. So the police officers that were supposed to give account of what had taken place there, the ballistic experts arrives, they're not there. In fact, they had to sort of figure out what had taken place. Germiston is much like Thokoza, but it doesn't have enough details with regards to the dockets. Now, all of this is brought before the inquiry. And of course, remember, the idea is to question how the racketeering charge was gotten to. Now, they're saying that as they stand before the inquiry, they are not able to find full dockets, Stephen, not only for Thokoza, not only for this one, but also we now have a case in Umlazi, which also doesn't have a full docket. And we're told also, remember, all of this started because there was a killing of the superintendent, Chauke, that happened in KZN. And they're saying that even that docket itself has become an issue to be able to get more details to. But let's listen in what they found in Thokoza when they got there.
I examined the body of the deceased, and due to the bloody condition of the body, I could only notice only one possible bullet gunshot wound to the right side of the temple of the deceased. So it will be on the right side, on the temple of the right side of the head, on the temple of the deceased. That was the only wound that is visible at that time. And then the body was removed and taken to the mortuary, and we continued on examination of a crime scene. Now, if you look at paragraph 8, that's where that said after the deceased body was removed from the crime scene, I examined the area where he was lying and found a 9mm caliber bullet and a possible bullet hole in the floor on the tile where the head of the deceased was positioned. Now, photo 17 shows the bullet, the 9mm bullet that was recovered there on the scene. So it was basically lying underneath the body of the deceased.
Nqobile, there are other dynamics around this. There's a process of decoupling, I presume, of the dockets. Also, some of the information from the other dockets is missing. That must be very frustrating to at least one side in this inquiry.
Of course. So the Chauke's team, specifically Nqobile SC that is speaking, he's saying that he's concerned about the fact that they require this evidence from Chauke's docket so that they're able to understand how the police came about to find this number of people that were involved allegedly in the killing of Superintendent Chauke. So this becomes very important, but they're not finding this docket, that and a lot more, especially also because it was used for the de Kock report that was used in the inquiry as well, or mentioned during the terms of reference. That's the first part. The second part is that we are expecting that there's going to be an application today where the NPA, especially at about 3 o'clock, where the NPA is going to be fully giving an affidavit where they are now decoupling from Advocate Shamla Batoy and basically saying that they are standing as NPA, representing the NPA interest, and they formally want to be able to get the witnesses, they want to be able to lead evidence, they want to be able to cross-examine. And also at the same time, we know that Advocate Batoy's attorneys have also come on board. They're currently at the Nqobile inquiry. They're also going to announce themselves and explain how they're going to go forward with regards to her application. You remember she walked out. At the time, she wanted legal assistance, and she needed then to get that assistance, and we are told her attorneys are now there. But the question is, will Advocate Chauke's team allow that? And that's why they have to have an affidavit as well, explaining why they wouldn't allow that, where NPA is separated and they lead their own evidence. Because what does it mean for those that have already led evidence? Remember, we had Advocate Mayema, we had Advocate Tunuko, and now we have Chris Mangena that's also testifying. So what does that mean for the NPA that still wants to cross-examine? They have until June to finish this.
Nqobile Madlala, thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate that update from us, an important story that's moving in many different directions.